Thank you to Scott Whitby, the horror show, as I like to call it. How do you follow that? I have no idea. I just don't know what to say now, because he's said everything I was going to say, and it was a lot more scary than I could make it. I'm going to tell you why I'm here, first of all, and I'm going to remind you about this in a moment. Joe did actually contact me a while ago now and said, on the back of all the stuff that we've been doing out on the trails, and I'm the crazy bugger with the iPhone saying kevs, kokoda, cam, and Karen copies me, and we have a great time when we meet up and both filming each other, but it is generally as part of our training to make it fun, alright? Now, I'm going to talk first about the training. I was stopped last week, Tuesday night, after the Tuesday night briefing, and a lady and a gentleman came up to me and said, I've got knee problems. And I said, oh, like, you know, I'm going to be the expert here. And they said, yeah. I said, well, have you been doing anything different? And they said, well, yeah, for the last couple of weeks, we've been shuffling. And I went, well, why are you shuffling? And they said, well, because we want to do it a little bit quicker. So my next question was, how fast do you want to do the trial? And they replied, 32 hours. Guys, you don't need to shuffle if you're going to do 32 hours, all right? A general brisk walk, I promise you now, is about a 25-hour time. No kidding. A general brisk walk, and go steady up the hills. I'll give you an example of that. But Kev, can you, my teammate Kev and Jamie, my training partner, can you both please stand up? Jamie, Kev, both stand up, stand up. 3 weeks ago, I went out with Jamie, round Pollers in the circuit with you, and he smashed me. He smashed me, and I was nearly dying. And then a week later, I did it with Kev on the left, my normal training partner, and we went really, really steady. And we were 21 minutes quicker. And the reason? Because we didn't hammer it up the hills. If you're in a walking team, and most of you can sit down now, guys, sorry. If you're in a walking team, don't start hammering it up a hill so you're out of breath. You simply don't need to. If you can still talk to the teammate right next to you while you're going up the hill, even if you hate them by now, do so, because that will make sure that you're not going too fast. And if you do that, you'll be a lot further into the challenge before you hit the wall. And you'll probably hit the wall somewhere, but you'll get a lot further. So please, bear that in mind. Don't start pushing now. It's too late. Don't start shuffling if you haven't been shuffling. Don't change anything. What you've brought to the event, you've brought right now. You should be tapering right off and watching the rugby on the weekend or something, because you don't need to do anything more. You're pretty much there. As part of the teamwork side of it, I get frustrated when I hear people, and a few people do say to me, when they go up a hill, they like to get into a rhythm. They can't go slow, and then they get into a rhythm. And the person at the back is now way back, and they can't even see them. So what happens is, they get to the top of Polly's, and they sit down on Doug's log. I am down here, promise. And they sit on Doug's log for maybe half an hour. And then when the teammate walks up, there's 3 of them going, yay! Big round of applause, you did it! Right, let's carry on. What? You're joking? I've only just got here. They're knackered. They're knackered. If you do that to your teammates, that will be how fast you finish this challenge, or they will pull out. Full stop. If you want to do it as a team of 4, don't leave them behind. Because subconsciously, they're probably trying to keep up with you. And they will blow up. Absolutely, they'll blow up. Honestly. Now, we're very nearly at the end. Oh, we put that up. That's a bit scary, isn't it? I'm gonna wrap it up just after this, and then we're going to get question time. We're going to get Joe, Scotty, and Britt up for a few questions and answers. It'll be 5 minutes at the most. But my last message, and it is an important one. It's a 96k walk, or run, or whatever. If you don't make it fun, it's just going to get harder and harder as you get into it. Because at 3 o'clock in the morning, when it's raining on you, and it will be, it's going to rain, at 3 o'clock in the morning, when you've got a coat, and you're going up army lands, and you don't know where the end is, you're going to be a little bit tired, a little bit flustered, and if you're not trying to make light of the situation you're in, you're just going to be miserable for the next 12 hours trying to finish it. So try and have a bit of fun, okay? Do more kokoda cams, like Karen. Just give us something to watch. Where are the 4 molars? Are they in here? You crazy girl jumping off logs and goodness knows what? Check out their page. They do slow-mo jumping off logs. You bizarre girls, you. It's funny. But things like that, chuck it onto the kokoda Facebook pages. They love this stuff. Spread it around, get the word out, and generally have fun. We will see you at the finish, and we're going to be at the finish too. Aren't we, boys? Definitely. Right, now, that pretty much concludes where we're at. I'm going to get Scotty, where are you? We're going to have questions. You want to come up for some questions and answers? And we'll get Joe up. And where's Britt? Can you come too, Britt? These are your specialists and your experts. Bob here is going to come around and...
Oh, I've got a mic.
He's got a mic. If you have a question to ask, Bob is going to hand you the mic. So if you have a question for these guys right now, anything you can think of, put your hands up. Bob will come and find you with a mic. There's one right there. If you just grab that microphone, just tell me your team name. If you just tell us your team name and who you're addressing your question to.
Okay, this is Varsity Toast. My question is to the organisers. You said that if you get down to 2 members, you have to wait and join another team. If you're a school team, you have a teacher with you. So is that 2 members and a teacher, or 1 member and a teacher?
Okay, so the school teams, you need to, and it's something I didn't mention. If by chance in the school team your leader, your teacher gets injured, you can substitute them out for another adult, but that needs to be approved and controlled. That adult needs to have a blue card, so it's for the safety of the kids. Okay, as a for a school team, you can come down to 2 if you lose your other 3 students, as long as there's always a leader. The children cannot walk in the event without the leader, the adult.
Any more questions from another? Put your hand nice and high so Bob can see you. Bob, you've got to run. Oh, you're going here. Right, sorry. Who's it to? Oh, everyone.
I'm just wondering, the shake-up, between the first creek crossing and the last creek crossing, how was the distance, just so we know, to change shoes? Like after the last creek crossing, to change back into driving?
So the last creek crossing is about 2 kilometres from Numbinbar Hall.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when you say change to Numbinbar Hall, that's because of creek crossing?
Yeah, Numbinbar Hall, you've pretty much crossed every creek crossing that you'll need to. So there's 7 creek crossings in that lower waterfall circuit.
Okay.
But there is a creek crossing at the start. If you can keep your feet dry there, that's ideal.
Yep.
But that's still a long way to work. That's 2 or 43 k's to get to, or whatever it might be.
And Joe found a bog at the top just before checkpoint 8. She found a soak.
Yeah, you're probably in farmland.
You want to get your hands up? Any more questions? There's a couple.
You could actually just change your shoes at Polly with your... Sorry, I was going to say, you could actually just have your support crew with your, with 1 set of shoes at Polly's, change at Polly's, go through waterfall circuit, and then when you see them at halfway again, you won't really look things after that, and then just change at the halfway check.
Yeah, beautiful. Okay, thank you.
Whether recreational hazards, I'm sort of asking for anyone that's done it before, if you would lean towards underwear or no underwear.
Scotty, this one's for you. I'm not answering that, mate.
Just don't.
Good question.
Yeah, definitely no undies. No, what I'd probably suggest is like skins of some sort, like because of particularly chafing as well. Like if you can put a second layer just in between your thighs there, is a massive difference. But just don't try not too much new stuff at this point in time. If you train with undies, then keep the undies and then whatever else from there. But yeah, a bit of lube. We reckons a bit of lots of lube, or just that to help with the shaping. But the skins do work.
Can I just say too, like as a female, yeah, lube, like lots of lube, because your seams do kind of sit in and chafe sometimes. So the other thing about chafing is, when you feel a little rub and you kind of go, it'll be right. If it gets a bit worse, I'll address it. And then 3 hours later, it's become a big rub. So when you first start to feel a rub, have your little stick of lube or chafe, whatever you're going to take with you, take that with you, and then as soon as you start to feel a little bit of a rub, address it then. Don't leave it till it becomes, oh, actually I should do something about that now.
Ready, Bob?
Team 3+1, just for the organisers, is there a limit as to how many support crew you can register? Because we were going to have 1 for each place, but we've only managed to put 3 online, we weren't able to put any more.
Yeah, so our system allows 3 registrations, but the main purpose of that is if you go missing, we will ring your support crew. So if you've got 4 in your support crew, we will ring someone that is sitting at home, as long as they know who your 4th person is, and we can make contact. That's fine. Limit 1 car, of course.
So they don't actually need to be registered, because I've heard somebody in previous years had to be on a list to actually get into the support group area?
No, I wish I could say that we could manage checking everybody's ID coming through support crew, but no.
It's more about the parking too.
Any more, Bob? You all done? Any more questions? Oh, yeah, okay. Karen's got a question. We'll come to
Do you
you.
get any dramas with leeches or ticks? And if so, how to address them?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and even now, like, I did a shift in emergency where we had a tick on the end of a bloke's penis. And I was blown away. I thought old mate was walking with no undies. I was just like, how do you get a tick there? That's where ticks go, by the way. So if you have no undies, then that's going to be an issue. So definitely leeches and ticks. Sorry about the whole crowd for that. If there's any due, it must be after 9. So what do you do if you get a tick on you? Then there's a few issues. There is actually a thing that you can get from the chemist called tick off, and it's now recommended by ASCIA, which is Anaphylaxis Australia. And basically it just goes over, it's like water off, and it's just a freeze spray that just kills the tick instantly and just falls straight off. Okay? Be mindful of where it is. Someone said, I'm just going to spray it with fly spray. Anyway, this poor fella that we had to remove a tick off the nether regions, I was just like, you're kidding, how do you get a tick there? But apparently females, it's just so, like, just all over those areas. So just go in really close to a tick, as close as you can as where it enters the body. Maybe brace it first and get into a private area, otherwise I'll lock you up for that. And then there's no twisting and turning involved in removing a tick. You do not twist and turn a tick. That's when you actually break it. You pull it straight out. You grab it as close as where it can to enter the body, rip it straight out, bit of betadine to stop infection, and if it gets really red and inflamed, then half your luck.
Can I just say, sorry about that, guys. We will edit the video for that one.
There is medics at every checkpoint, so they're there to help in that situation.
Just before Karen asks her question, if you do get something on your nether regions, first aid accidents emergency on hand and willing to try anything.
We'll have a look at it.
Alrighty, Karen from Marine Rwanders, ask your question.
Hey, they gave me a mic, guys. We are champions. No, you have a question.
Who to?
Scott and, Brett. I do suffer from ITV.
Yeah.
But my pain is upper thigh. So I'm managing that with massage and rolling. Any other suggestions?
2 weeks out, that's a bit hard to provide you with a fixed solution 2 weeks out. There's probably a few of you in the room, I know I spoke to a lady earlier, post kokoda, so get yourself, work out your strategies that you've got to do to get yourself through kokoda, probably. Post kokoda, you know, if it's ITV at the top, it's probably more related to your glutes and your glute tendons, so you probably need to do some strengthening. Often ITVs is often related to technique and how you're putting your foot down when you're running or when you're walking and when you're hiking. So there's a few little tweaks that we could do to technical stuff that would actually get rid of it or to strengthen it. But in the next 2 weeks, you massage and potentially try and span inflame with the tolerant on your tummy and pain relief. That's all you can do.
Last question.
Sorry, Karen. Any last question? One more? No? We all good? Can I wrap it up there, guys? You ready to go home? Listen, guys, we're gonna finish off. And thanks to our panel, guys, Britt and Scott and Kat. Thank you very much.